Welcome to Keiser Voices, the story of success, brought to you by Keiser University Graduate School, here where the academic world meets personal triumph. Join us today as we dive into the captivating tales of success.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Keiser Voices. And as we continue to celebrate and talk about Hispanic Heritage Month, we're excited to have Dr. Joseph Larrea join us once again on the podcast. Welcome back, Dr. Larrea.
Thank you very much for having me, Heather. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
So, Dr. Larrea, before we start talking about our conversation today, empowering the next generation of Hispanic leaders, can you first share a little bit about Hispanic heritage and how it's influenced who you are today?
Absolutely, Heather. Thank you for the question. Well, Hispanic heritage for me goes beyond an abstract lineage from books and distant memories. It is a powerful force that shapes the way that I see the world and the values that anchor all of my choices. My Hispanic heritage is woven into some subtle and striking aspects of my identity that influence how I define success as well as community. For instance, in my upbringing in Guayaquil, Ecuador, family was never some peripheral matter. It has always been the nucleus of every decision, celebration, as well as struggle. From the warm Sundays, gathering at my grandmother's house, eating delicious food, dancing to all types of music, and lots of laughter, uh, to the collective effort that went into supporting one another during times of hardship. I learned early on that individual achievement is only amplified when it uplifts the entire community. Likewise, language, I have to point it out, Spanish goes beyond a means of communication. It is a vessel of poetry, of a nuance, a cultural memory. To speak or even to hear it connects with centuries of storytelling, music, philosophy that stretch from Cervantes to Neruda to Borges to Medardo Angel Silva, from folk songs to proverbs that have been shared through generations. The Spanish language has gifted me sensitivity of words, the awareness that they have the power to unite and to inspire. It has made me attentive to the power of the narrative where clarity and empathy in communication are indispensable. My Hispanic heritage is not only some background detail, it is the framework through which I decide to interpret life. It has instilled in me the values of family, resilience, language, adaptability, and most importantly, it reminds me that I am who I am is connected to the communities and the histories that took place before me, and that my role is to honor that legacy and to expand it for those who will follow after.
I'm glad you mentioned following after, because when we look at, your vision of leadership and even how as a leader, you should be empowering others, how has the Hispanic heritage, your culture, your background, affected this framework?
That's another great question. Thank you, Heather. It has profoundly shaped how I understand leadership. Uh, you can ask anybody who I have the pleasure to being in a team environment, how much emphasis I apply to the team and how we can only achieve great things if we continue to work as a whole, as a one unit. Uh, the importance of empowering others is just paramount for me. So growing up in a culture where La Familia extends beyond some blood aspect and embraces the community as a whole, I understand that leadership means fostering belonging and ensuring every voice is valued. It is because of my heritage that I learned that empowering others is about creating spaces where collaboration thrives and individuals feel supported. The legacy of resilience within Hispanic history also informs my approach. Our culture has endured numerous challenges, and I carry that spirit into my leadership. I strive to model calm determination at times of uncertainty and encourage others to view obstacles as opportunities for growth. I must mention Spanish language again because of its richness, the proverbs, the storytelling. It taught me the power of the words to inspire, to clarify, to unite. I use communication as a tool to guide as well as to uplift, ensuring that others see their own value within the collective mission. Ultimately, my heritage grounds me in humility, adaptability, and inclusivity. It reminds me that leadership is measured not by my personal achievement, but by how effectively one empowers others to grow, to contribute, and to succeed together.
You mentioned again just about empowering. I love the thought of empowering like the younger generations to future generations, because really we want to always leave a place better than what we found it. That should be everybody's ultimate goal, whether we're talking work, academics, community. But there are challenges that a lot of young Hispanic professionals face when it comes to leadership. How can they overcome those unique challenges? And I know we're going to talk about language. So if you don't mind starting off with just language challenges.
Uh, well, there's a few things. I will probably try to narrow them in probably about five. I'll say first, I would recommend acknowledging the importance of cultivating resilience uh, because leadership often demands a steady vision throughout uncertainty. Thus, the ability to adapt and persist despite obstacles is paramount. Uh, Second, to practice intentional communication. Our heritage values storytelling and connection, so use language to inspire and to unite. Third, prioritize mentorship and community. Seek guidance from those who travel those paths before you, and make sure to pay it forward to mentor others. Leadership only grows when the knowledge is shared. Fourth, remain grounded in humility, uh, even while striving for excellence. Effective leaders, in my opinion, always listen as much as they speak. Uh, they value different perspective, and they that helps build consensus. Uh, I will say finally, probably commit to lifelong learning. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new, to apply something new, and by pairing education with adaptability, professionals can advance themselves and also elevate their communities. These habits will transform leadership from an individual success into a collective force for progress.
From challenges that you face, growing up and then moving, through different leadership roles, starting, maybe not in a direct leadership role, but, moving forward, you face different, ups and downs on this journey. How did you overcome some of those challenges that you face that some of our younger generations, especially from the Hispanic culture, can learn from it?
Well, Hispanic professionals in leadership often navigate a dual challenge of representation and perception. And this can sometimes create a pressure to having to prove oneself while also carrying the weight of serving as a role model for others. And cultural humility, which values collective success over self promotion, can sometimes be misunderstood in an environment where assertiveness is rewarded more often with much more consistency. So in overcoming these challenges require strategy, require resilience. Hispanic professionals can embrace authenticity while developing strong networks of allies, mentors who affirm their potential. Similarly, building confidence in self advocacy. That means speaking about achievements and not self praise, but as a testimony to the collective impact. Uh, that can help bridge the cultural values with the professional expectations. Um, I would probably say leaning into the cultural strengths such as adaptability, empathy, and collaborative leadership. It, it will allow any Hispanic professional to reframe those perceived barriers as assets, proving that diverse leadership styles enrich an organization and help drive meaningful progress.
And before we let you go, Dr. Larrea, we're so appreciative of you being here. What tips can you share from your journey with our audience?
Well, like I said, it's always a pleasure being here. First, I will say a relentless commitment to positivity and optimism have been instrumental for me along my journey as a student, as a professional, as a son, as a husband, as a father, as a person in general. Uh, the way that everyone chooses to face any obstacle, any project matters a great deal, in my opinion. And yes, it is true that every day brings a new set of challenges, but it's also true, I'll say it's equally true that uh, every new day also brings new opportunities to learn from the day prior. Any mistake is an opportunity to go ahead and rise again, try again. Second, a determination to never be idle. Continue to help others, recognizing when you yourself need assistance. There's probably a long list of people who have supported you throughout your journey. I know for a fact that I would not be the person without them on my back cheering me on. So make sure to pay it forward. Help as many people as you can without expecting anything in return. It's very important to reflect upon the path traveled that led you to where you are today, and be grateful for all the people that provided support and guidance along the way. It is because of the love and the care of my family, my friends, my mentors, that I am the person I am today. I will probably wrap it up with try to listen intently, be in the moment, uh, offer guidance, ask questions. Don't be afraid to provide different perspectives. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learn and grow from them. And most importantly, I said, don't forget to have fun. It's it's every challenge doesn't mean that it has to be uh, that you cannot have a little levity along the way and just laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Thank you so much, Dr. Larrea, for taking some time to talk to us about, inspiring Hispanic leaders and what Hispanic Heritage Month means to you. We really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
And if you guys enjoyed this conversation, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow, and continue to listen the rest of this month as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage. Have a great day.
Thank you for journeying with us today on Keiser Voices, the story of success. As we close this chapter, remember every story has its next page.